Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to do the Rogue Bloodline this week as kind of our little bonus episode slash, I want other rewards. So we are just going to kind of skim through not the rest of this, all of this, and kind of just go, yep, here we go. Just get right into the match. After skipping all of these instances, because yeah, I remember seeing Jey Uso. We've definitely seen Jacob because we just conquered the Bloodline Gauntlet with him. And that's how we're rocking with this. Alright. So yeah, on to the Rogue Bloodline. Small spoiler, none of the objectives really change. The only difference is there's no need to do a super finisher with it. But other than that, it's practically the same thing. I'm just doing this for the rewards. And plus I was also kind of curious to see if there's any alternate, like if there's another like scene with Heyman afterwards. There isn't, but it was worth checking honestly, and plus in case someone wanted to see what the other match type was going to be, or was also trying to see kind of any differences between the other two. The other one doing it with the original Bloodline, or OG, whatever you want to call it. But no. Considering this is going to be the finale of sorts, more or less a bonus episode, because the three-part gauntlet was the finale, not really this. Anywho, I'm rambling again. So yeah, going through all of the matches, my overall thoughts on the showcase is I think Heyman was a good choice. Oh. Okay, I do have the advantage. It kind of sucks. I kind of wish you didn't have the advantage in this, what was truly random, but I digress. Going through, I did enjoy the showcase this year. Just because sometimes with these showcases, I have a tendency either to not enjoy them or not really care for them. Because so far, like, there's only one of these showcases I did not finish, and it's just because it's well, there's two technically. The first one that I know I did not finish was I want to say 2K20. No, what the heck was it? I don't even remember. It was whichever one was Daniel Bryan's career. I didn't finish that because kind of a controversial opinion. Don't care for Daniel Bryan. Or Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him this week. Never really cared for him, so he was never one of those guys. I'm like, after working all his acts, I'm like, I never cared for him. So I was kind of like, oh yeah, he exists. And the other one I didn't do was, I want to say it was 2K20. And if that's not it, I'll put it in. But it was whichever one they had the Women's Evolution as the showcase. And the reason I didn't finish that one, it also is kind of the same reason another reason I didn't finish the Daniel Bryan one is I purchased the deluxe edition, so the big one from, I think it was GameStop, but they gave you everything for free. You didn't have to do the showcase mode to unlock everything. Now I think if you purchase the deluxe version, you still can play it to unlock everything, but that's really it. But you didn't have to play it, and I kind of realized that early on, and I'm like, man, if I don't have to play this, I'm not going to waste my time playing it. So that's part of the reason why I never finished those. So, but there was nothing against them, but like of the two that I wish I could go back and finish, I would go back and finish the Women's Evolution one. On the grounds that, well, I like a lot of the women's wrestlers that were involved in that showcase, be it, I believe it was primarily a lot of the 4 horsewomen, in which you had Bayley, Banks, Lynn, and Charlotte. And I forget the one that held the title the most. Because she's the one you don't like the most, Genius. That's a lie. I like her just as much as the next one. Yeah, shut up. You're talking to yourself again. That's what we do here. They're gonna think you're crazy. Let them. Nobody's watching this anyway. What was on? Yeah. That's typical for what'll happen sometimes if I get bored, is I'll literally have full conversations with myself. No, back on topic. So, Bloodline made the most sense for a showcase, honestly. I'm not necessarily going to be these guys, but they were overdue for one, they deserved one. No. Haha, there's that moonsault again, baby. No. For me, they just made the most sense. They were, and still kind of are, the biggest storyline going at the time, because it had literally, when this game had come out, it had just ended Roman's reign. So you had that factoring in the storyline held the company in a death grip for about 4 years. It was bound to be a showcase moment at some point. Majority of those matches were bound to be perfect for a showcase. I did enjoy the fact that you kind of got a little bit of everyone, so it wasn't necessarily just, since Roman Reigns is a cover athlete, it wasn't just Roman's reign, and you're playing through some of his title defenses against Jay and Orton, Cena, all them. It was, yeah, you're going to be playing as the various members of the family overall, from the very beginning with High Chief Peter Maivia to current day being Solo and them. So I did enjoy that. Personally, my favorite match that I got to play, I think it's still going to be Umaga and Cena, just as he was the first, like I mentioned in that video, Umaga was the first Samoan that I saw. He was the first, Samoan action figure, the first one that I knew was Samoan. Granted, I didn't know about it until years after the fact, but it's kind of like one of those things. He was the first member of the family that I saw, so he's kind of got that weird, I don't want to say special place, but he's kind of got that unique mark. But so that's one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite matches to play, just because it was at the time when I was growing up. Another one was definitely Reigns. Wait, hey, echo. Was Reigns and Rollins from the Rumble, because I was actively watching that match, and I remember seeing the scene. I remember okay, well, this happens then, this happens there, and of course seeing him Seth Rollins with the Shield gear and everything was great, because it's I love the Seth Rollins mind games where he decides to, for lack of a better term, be a jerk. And okay, well, since I'm facing you, this is a high profile match, I need to get in your head, so I'm going to do something. Such as, my favorite was at Hell in a Cell, when he faced Cody with the torn pec, he came out in the polka dot gear. Rey Mysterio, he came out in the Halloween Havoc inspired gear. And that was another one of those good, mind games things that I liked. So, that was definitely one of my favorite matches, just because it was you didn't know he was coming out to that. He just did it, which is what made it awesome. Anywho, that's really all I can say about those matches. A lot of the other matches, be it they were the fantasy one, like the Islanders and the Street Profits, it's kind of they never would have faced off against each other. Same with, the Dudleys and the Samoans, they never really faced off against each other as well, so it's kind of one of those things I can't really judge those matches too much. So, there's that. But, other than that, I would say, it's a very solid, showcase mode. Yes. This is one of those, you go around, you beat everybody up, and then you pray. But now we got Roman in this match again, finally. So, looks like the same situation as last time. Yeah, make them all bleed, right? Alright. Yeah. Just making them bleed one is always a difficult task sometimes, because it's it's one of those things, it's okay, who's bleeding, and then on top of that, you got to make sure none of the guys on your team make the pinfall or submission victory, because then you got to start the whole match over again, which sucks. Thankfully, didn't happen to me last time, but you know, it could happen to me this time. Up. Nope, I thought I had busted him open because of the red tent. That usually means the red tent. I just got speared out of my boot. That sucks. So, I know Roman isn't the one bleeding, but I don't know if it's an Uso or Sami who also isn't bleeding. And I know Roman, obviously, just got into the match. So, he's the one. He's definitely not bleeding. And it's definitely hard to tell. This is the worst part about these cage matches, is especially this WarGames, because they use this panned out camera, so you can kind of see everything, which is nice, but at the same time it sucks because it's like I can't see if that camera didn't help. I can't see who's bleeding, which I kind of need to move on. Anyway, there I am. So apparently I'm in control of, I think it's like, who is it? That's definitely Tonga. Because yeah, Tonga Loa wrestles in this now. It's Solo, right? And I just ate a super kick. Great. Let's just go to Jacob. Call it a day. And I need to do something. Because yeah, try and get Roman busted up. Or, okay, guess we're dealing with it. That's Jimmy. Because Jay's the one without a shirt right now. Hey. Why do they make this thing so difficult sometimes? Because I don't mind, like, the whole thing of, oh yeah, you gotta do this, that, the other, but it's like, man, sometimes it's annoying. Can't we just get one of them? Can't we just get one of them? You know what? One thing I wish they did in these games, but they never did. It's a dumb spot that it's kind of like, I'm 50-50 on it. I always call it like the battle line spot in WarGames, where it's when the final entrance comes in, and conveniently, you know, the team with the final entrance, they're closest to the door, and the team with the advantage is always further away from the door. Sometimes they're in the separate rings, and they kind of stand there and stare at each other. It's kind of like, hey, the battle lines are drawn, and then they start just fighting. It's usually just a barrage of just fists flying with whoever's in front of them. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's not my all-time favorite spot, but it's a good one. And just kind of simple of yep, this is where we are in the match. They just want to beat each other up, so they're going to beat each other up. So there's that. Slightly unrelated. Well, relatedly unrelated. It's because it's not a Survivor Series. Since WarGames was brought back in like 20... I'm not even going to try and remember the number. At this point, it's not important. Actually, it's going to bother me, so I'm going to have to figure out the number. Alright. Whenever it was brought back, no, but my favorite one was, definitely one my brother and I talk about all the time, was the 2020 WarGames with, the Undisputed Era, which consisted of, at the time, and, well, not at the time, yeah, no, at the time, consisted of Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and Roderick Strong. And they took on Team McAfee, which was Pat McAfee, Pete Dunne, and I think it was Danny... I don't even remember the other two guys on that team. I'm going to have to look this up. Crap. But it was Team McAfee versus the Undisputed Era, and it was just a fun WarGames match, because it was the COVID WarGames match, so they had the cheesy Thunderdome with the live NXT Performance Center audience. It was good, and oh hey, we can end this now. They're trying to end this, not eat a dang super kick, so you know what? Okay. Alright. Someone's got to do something. Not you, Sami. Okay, someone attack that Uso. Okay, one. Ah, that failed miserably. Thank you, Tama. No, so 2020 WarGames with McAfee against the UE was a fun one, just because you had all of them, and at one point McAfee came out with tables, and they all had a name where of a member of the UE Undisputed Era, where, yeah, that was where they were going to go through. His team lost the match, unfortunately. Well, depending on how you look at it. His team lost, and he ended up going through one of the tables he had labeled for one of the guys. So I thought that was kind of funny. Another one of my favorites was when you had, again, the Undisputed Era, because when it had come back, Adam Cole's group was involved in basically all of them, up until it got moved up to the main roster, / he left the company. That's it. We're just about done. Dang. Well, it was like, I think, 2019, when it was the Undisputed Era, same group, took on Tommaso Ciampa, Keith Lee, Dominic Dijakovic, and then it was Kevin Owens revealed at the end as their mystery partner, like at the very last minute. Which, I think those were my favorite WarGames matches of the modern. Early on, I didn't really watch a ton, but that's going to be it for the showcase. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will catch you all next week-ish when we start the My Rise, the little career mode. See you then.